Hello, friends. We're here to celebrate the 10th installment of the Fast and the Furious saga.
Fast and Furious is best known for having tons of adrenaline and passion, but mostly, I can tell it, he's full of heart.
This has been a long journey, and today we want to share with you some of the most treasured moments that we have lived along this time.
And maybe I could start sharing that my favorite scene to shoot was with Vin. And no spoilers, but we share a scene that we're talking about someone that we both love. And I mean, I cried all day. And it wasn't like, even when I have to cry, I don't have tears for that long. And I was crying when it was my take, when it was Vin's take. It was crazy. It was a lot of emotions.
Oh, very beautiful.
Wow.
I love that scene, by the way.
I love that scene
Eres bien
too.
talentosa, huh?
Oh, thank you.
Oh gosh, I mean, I've had so many moments. For me as a kid in my 20s, when I started with the Fast and Furious franchise, it was really all about the action. And I was like, I love the fact that back then, insurance wasn't a big deal, so they kind of let us do a lot more than we do these days. We got to drive the cars and, but for me, I think the memorableness came in after 7, when we lost Paul. And I realized what this franchise means to people around the world, because we lost them together. And that was the first time that I said, oh, this is more than just a movie. Like, we're actually sharing our lives with our audience, And it just felt really, really special. And it felt very different from anything we've ever done before. And then I think that was the first time that I really understood that we're not just making action movies, we're representing people that don't feel like they're heard in society. And I think that that's a cool thing. We can have really big fights and drive cars and do cool stuff, but at the end of the day, it's what I see in the fans and around the world now that we're 20 years, into this, is just a loyalty to a friendship that we've developed over 22 years. It's like, so for me, it's about the whole thing, not just one movie. It's really about the experience of sharing our lives with our fans. So,
I agree that it's really hard to pinpoint one. But when we're talking about a 22-year experience, I have to go back to the original, the OG, and I have to go back to the scene where we go into the Toretto's sandwich shop and we were improvising a little bit. And I remember I was such a little nerd at 20. I would memorize my lines and I was like, oh my God, they're gonna say something different and I don't know how to respond. And Michelle was like, you walked in with so much swagger and you were like, how you living, girl? And I was like, I don't know how to respond. And I felt so uncool, but it was seeing the whole thing cut so beautifully, and it's such an iconic scene. When I look back at that, I'm just like, wow, it's just, I don't know, that's my favorite scene. And that moment too, just feeling so dorky in my skin and yet looking cool as Mia.
we were babies.
We were
man.
babies.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, we really were.
Jordana.
So yeah, it's one of my favorite memories.
Thank you for all your love and support all these years.
And don't miss Fast X this May, only in cinemas.